When thinking of FNaF fan games, the mind will normally pull from the Fanverse games, Day Shift at Freddy's, Tyke and Sons Lumber Company perhaps, and maybe Five Nights at Chuck E. Cheese's if that's what fits your fancy. But one thing that keeps coming back to me time after time is Those Nights at Rachel's. Specifically, the April Fool's sequel, Those Nights at Rachel's 2 Reloaded. It took the animatronics and atmosphere of the first game and made a round-based shooter where you gunned down waves of evil robots in a very cramped map. I always had an unironic liking for this game because it had a very COD Zombies, Gears of War Horde mode kind of feel. I absolutely loved that shit. But I did wish it had more of a weapon variety, a bigger map, just anything that would add more to the game. Then one day, I found FLIPSIDE. This quote-unquote FNaF fan game takes place in an equally cramped map, but themed after multiple of the FNaF locations of old. You'll see sites like the FNaF 4 bedroom, the Plush Trap hallway, and FNaF 3 Foxy and Chica hallway. It's got it all. You even fight waves of endoskeletons as hand unit tells you your objectives. Now remember how I said it was a quote-unquote FNaF fan game? Well, in reality, it's a FNaF fan mod. Yeah, you see, no quotes on that one. What you're looking at right now is a mod for the game Black Ops 3 Zombies.
K to the I to the A, zombitch!
Quickly for the probably, like 8 of you who don't know what Zombies is, I'll explain. Starting with Call of Duty World at War, they added a round-based survival mode named Zombies. You pop into a map where zombies kind of consistently come at you kill them, you gain points, you use those points to buy new guns, pack-a-punch your gun if you want, meaning, you make it stronger, or you could buy perks to help you in-game. Things like Juggernog letting you take more hits from zombies, double tap root beer making your gun stronger without pack-a-punching it, or speed cola making your reloads quicker. And starting in Black Ops 1, they added what the community calls the Easter egg quest. Normally you'd play these maps for as many rounds as you want and then you'd stop and do something else. But what if I told you there was an objective?
I found the hidden song. Awesome.
So inside of these maps are many different types of Easter eggs. Some environmental, like dolls that look like the main characters. Some ask you to touch 3 rocks to play a secret song. And there are even some jump scare Easter eggs. But the Easter egg quest, the main Easter egg as the community calls it, is what we're here for. As the player, you have objectives to do around the map to complete the quest and get a reward or cutscene. The difficulty can spike from Easter egg to Easter egg. Sometimes you'll need to teleport 3 times and shoot some teddy bears around a map. Okay, that's whatever. Then sometimes they ask you to find a normal looking rock in a map made of rocks. And yes, of course the rock is tiny as hell. These things can get really silly, but the rewards outweigh the risks. Sometimes. Normally it'll be your character getting like a ton of perks, which normally you can only have 4. Or, my personal favorite, you can blow up the earth. Nice, isn't it? So FLIPSIDE isn't the first FNaF themed mod map. Even the person who made this map made one before called After 5 Nights. Now if you want good FNaF themed maps to get high rounds on, I definitely recommend the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 and 3 maps by Deadshot.mp4. Good times, fun Easter egg songs, and the atmosphere is top tier. And for another good time, After 5 Nights has some fun weapons and you kill the spirits of dead kids? Do we play as Afton in this one? But for an all-around good-ass FNaF themed time, FLIPSIDE is the map you want.
Ready?
Welcome to your new job at FLIPSIDE. Fazbear Entertainment created FLIPSIDE as an interactive attraction that contains several elements from the fabricated tales that are completely untrue and never happened. Guests will soon have the opportunity to tour the establishment and fight wave after wave of endoskeletons. But first, we have some work to do.
Start!
You play as one of the Victus crew, which is already a plus because they have some of the best quotes in Zombies history. Unless you got Marlton, then sucks to suck. They're trapped in some Freddy's fright house, no power, only a flashlight, and almost no visibility. And even though COD Zombies is normally an all action, all the time kind of mode, the map maker used these elements to make the game that much more scary and stressful. Not being able to see anything without the flashlight is screwy, but you're not completely blind. After turning on the lights, the Victus crew is talked to by hand unit. They follow this random voice's instructions and start turning the Fright House on little by little. And if you're confused on why our characters just sort of immediately start following orders of a random voice that's telling them what to do, well, let's just say things never change. The map itself is made up of references from FNaF 1, 2, 3, and 4. You'll see FNaF 1 Freddy, Phantom Chica, Nightmare Foxy, and Toilet Bonnie. They're just hanging around the map talking shit to you. This map also has 2 custom wonder weapons. We've got the Sift, which is a laser taser. It's also, a recolor of the laser from Spaceland, so that's a plus. There's also the Shocker, which is like a FNaF-themed Wonder Waff. It does the same as the Waff, you shoot lightning and it chains kills together. And besides a Fredbear endoskeleton, that's about it. What you see is what you get, and what you get is some good shit. It's kind of hard to believe that there'd be any. I've really been hyping this up, but I don't want you to think it's the perfect FNaF Zombies map. There are definitely some downsides to playing FLIPSIDE. One thing I want to bring up right away is that it's a cramped map. You see, in vanilla maps, you as the player will go through cramped spaces, but those spaces lead to wider spaces. An alright example is the stage on Kino that people like to train on. You have these narrow pathways that you've got to run through, but they lead to the front of the stage, which is a nice open space. Enough space to run around a horde of zombies and avoid death. Maybe I'm being dumb and overthinking this, but in FLIPSIDE you have some spacious rooms like the prize room or the... Actually, that might be it. The other bigger rooms being the arcade room and the mystery box room are on the smaller side, or have a giant ass table in the middle. They both have multiple exits to make an escape if needed, and you'll maybe be able to get out of there, but still, I'd say you're almost always going to come out of there taking damage. You're probably going to want to train in the prize room if you want to go high rounds, at least that's what I think. But you know what? That could just come down to a skill issue. Maybe I suck. But you know what has nothing to do with human error? Glitches. Look, this is a mod. It's probably made very well, but sometimes shit happens that I just can't explain. I don't have footage of this, but one time I was using the Shocker weapon and I shot an endoskeleton figuring it would do the whole kill multiple enemies with lightning thing, but it just killed one of them and the other one killed me because I figured I was safe and wasn't looking. Like, the game just kind of messed up. Not my fault. If it can control lightning Wonder Waff style, then sure, but it ain't. And like, what is this shit? We spammed the Shockers and the bastard destroyed us. What is this about? Okay, calm down. So another thing is that the Easter egg quest is a bit dependent on the mystery box. You gotta get 2 different wonder weapons to advance specific steps of the quest. This could mean you get lucky and the box just gives you the weapons right away, immediately, wasting no points. Or you could be hitting the box all day just hoping to get one of them. It hasn't happened to me too much. I normally get them pretty fast, but sometimes I can't even get the Sift by round 15 and it's like, come the fuck on! The game is doing this on purpose! But legitimately, that stuff is pretty much all forgivable. It's stuff that won't ruin the game too much. But this one problem, no patch could fix. It's nothing even wrong with the game itself. Instead, it's the publisher. For some weird reason, Activision thinks that the Call of Duty games, even a ton of the old ones, should still be full price. Yes, to play this really fun mod, you gotta pay a premium. The game goes on Steam sales from time to time, but only the big ones, so you'll see it on sale if you want to wait for it, but you'll be waiting a long time.
What? Is your quest?
For someone who's been playing zombies for a while, this Easter egg might not be too hard. But for people who normally just jump in to survive a few rounds, then the Easter egg might be tough. Myself, for example, for some reason, wasn't able to beat it for a while. I've done a good amount of the tougher Easter eggs, but for some unholy reason, FLIPSIDE just kept kicking my ass. Especially when doing this on my own. The good thing is, I don't have to do this alone. You've probably seen it in some of the gameplay shown off earlier, but yeah, this shit is co-op. The Easter egg isn't dependent on having multiple players, but playing a game with friends is always better, right? Enough stalling though. Let's finally start talking about the Easter egg quest, and we begin it with an easy step. Turning on the power. To get to the power switch, you must go to the farthest room from the start. Normally easy, but the map is in complete darkness until the power is on. So when you switch from your flashlight to a gun, you can't see. But the map maker did a cool thing. Even though you can't see the endos in the dark, you can see their eyes, giving you the right place to aim. Another nice thing is once you've got enough points, going into either of the doors from where you are gives you a semi-lit hallway. It's not the best, but you can see the endos now without needing the flashlight. After getting enough points, you can open up all the doors you need and turn on the power switch finally. Step 1 complete. On to step 2. RNG 1 of 2. So this next step involves RNG, which just means that you get a random chance at this working correctly. You gotta use the mystery box, a mechanic that's been in zombies since the first map. You pay the box points to get a random weapon to spawn from it. It's pretty cool, except when the Easter egg is dependent on you getting a specific weapon from it. You need the Sift Wonder Weapon, one of the new custom Wonder Weapons I talked about earlier. It's used to activate the cameras around the map. Once you get the Sift from the box, you can start immediately shooting the cameras to finish the step. You can tell that you finished the step when Hand Unit starts congratulating you over the speakers. This is super useful, because without this, you could miss a camera and think you're done. You'll probably even start the next step without even thinking too much about it. I can actually give a good example of what this looks like. The Zombies YouTuber NoahJ456 once played this map. Great video if you want to give it a watch after this one. But he didn't know the Hand Unit was your guide throughout the Easter egg. Without this knowledge, the poor guy thought that he finished the step and went on to get rid of the Sift. He started doing the next steps in vain. This is what madness looks like.
Look at this ish. Apparently I just ran by it like 87 times. Oh my god, I hate this is where my life is. Give me the stupid thing back so I can shoot the thing and then I can switch back to another gun again. You know, that's fine. It's not like I'm literally on a tight budget here. Finally. Now what? Oh my god, I've got to look at the stupid video again! Blind.
Good job. Your next task will involve...
See? Hand Unit will always speak to you once you're done your current step. Alright, now on to step 3. Punch it till it works. Okay, this step is super easy. It's just pricey. You'll need to power on the microphone system for the Fright House. To do this, you need to buy the Galva Knuckles and punch the red boxes around the place. If you got somebody to be your zombie bitch holding the last zombie, then this is going to be quick. Once you've let all your anger out on this technology, you're on to step 4. RNG 2 of 2. So this step is a lot like the second step. You've got to use the Shocker Wonder Weapon to shoot a bunch of the Nightmare Fredbear heads around the map.
It knows you think Toy Chica's kinda cute, and we can't let it tell the world.
Good thing that it's actually really easy to find. The head will actually emit a noise, making it a bit easier to tell where it is. Alright, now you got the head. Now the only person who knows you called Chica a bad bitch is you. And God, like it should be. Now we're on to step 5, the Greedy Box. For this step, you're going to need to get kills near the table in the power room for the generator to suck up. The only real problem with this step is that the generator sucking up all the endo souls wants a lot of them. I haven't counted or figured it out, but it seems like it needs around 3 or 4 rounds worth of zombies. Funny enough, this is the step that tripped me up a good amount of times on solo. But if you have the raw wall gun and some plush traps, those are the monkey bombs for this map, you'll be golden. And if you don't know the monkey bomb, it's best described as a distractive explosive. All the zombies will run after it, even the Fredbear endo. Speaking of which, we'll be needing one of those for step 6, FNaF 1 but backwards. The second to last step, we're almost there. We need a Fredbear endo and gotta kill in the FNaF 1 security room. Actually a pretty easy thing to do if you have a plush trap and just throw it in the office. But what if I told you we can make it even easier? So normally the thought process for this step is just to wait for a Fredbear endo to spawn and then walk them over to the room.
A refund.
Oh, Fredbear, yes! Bring him to the room!
But there's actually a way to spawn a Fredbear on command. Go into Nightmare Foxy's room and look down at the keyboard on the desk. If you shoot LOL onto it, a Fredbear endo will spawn with a chiptune troll song playing alongside it. Now that it's spawned, you can just run them into the office and unalive them. Perfect. Time for step 7. The door to freedom! The previous step was kind of really like the last real step, because now all you've got to do is survive a couple rounds and then a secret door will appear in Baba Booey. You completed your shift. Yup, it's that easy. You'll hear an alarm signaling for the door and then you and your boys can just get your asses out. Overall, it's hard if you're like not the greatest zombies player ever, but if you start getting used to the gameplay or, you know, you are a good zombies player, then you're going to have a great time.
Why'd you do it, son?
So I like the FNaF series, and I really like the COD Zombies series. And I'm also a sucker for good crossovers, so this map is exactly what I'm looking for. The issue, however, comes in a very first world problem kind of way. You see, as well as liking zombies and FNaF, I like a ton of other things. YouTube is another one, and it's a huge one. I love watching videos on games and shit that I like. I mean, who doesn't? But the problem that I was talking about is just that no FNaF YouTubers have tried their hands at this. I just want to see someone who actually knows and appreciates FNaF play through this map. At the moment, the only people who have done videos on this are COD zombie YouTubers. And sure, they are good videos, and I'm pretty sure all of them actually beat the Easter egg quest. I mean, they all beat Revelations and shit, so I don't expect this to be hard for them. It's just, and I mean this in the nicest way possible, Sometimes they be cringe.
Oh god, oh my god, there's an actual zombie there. Or what are they called? Spring? Is this spring trap? Everyone's gonna laugh at me if I get these wrong, dude.
Hey, I don't mean to keep throwing Noah J under the bus, but he makes it too easy. Legit, I love the content, Mr. 456. My roommate and I, we have watched it all. But you make it too easy. This video was made so more eyes could actually see this map and talk about it. In a world where FNaF tubers sometimes have to find the weirdest topics to make videos on, it's just funny to me that no one's actually made a video on this incredible map. Like, I can even see Dawko and Fusion giving the map a try. Oh shit, wait! This is real?!
See you on the flip side.
FLIPSIDE envelops a lot what I think a fun mod map should have, and I think it holds up a lot better than some of the real fan games when it comes to replayability. But let me know what you think in the comments. Have you played this map? What do you think? Or have you tried any other FNaF themed mod maps? I would want to know. But alrighty, I think that's enough FNaF Zombies talk for now. I just want to thank you all for taking your time to watch this video about an excellent crossover mod made with love. And I mean that. The creator of this mod legit put a ton of work into it. If you go over to his YouTube channel, you can actually see the different guides for the map if you need help. There's also a commentary on his channel about the making of, which is a fun watch as well. You should check that out, or play the map if you can. And if the map maker MJPW is watching, I just want to say that obviously I love this map, and I'm excited for your current work in progress, Cinema of the Dead. Love that the movies in the theaters are playing other mod maps, oh look, that's this, that's this. And the IW layout and perks, very nice. Galil? Fuck yeah, that's the best shit. Best AR, fucking best AR. Cannot wait to give this a go once it's done. But since the last time I've spoken to you, I've been editing 3 different Abridged videos. Super excited for y'all to see them once they're out. I also got a new dog. Doesn't mean much to the video, but look at this cutie. But I'm not really good with these outros. I normally make them go on too long, so I'll just leave it at that. God bless, and have a great day. I'm gonna go watch that Dawko video. Legit can't believe I haven't seen that until now.